Um, okay. Um, um, okay. Um, okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show, and I'm glad y'all here and welcome DJ and welcome. Okay, and okay, welcome everyone. Okay, let me look at the We got some comments. Um, hello Robbie. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay. Um. Okay. Hello. Okay. Let me see who that is from Facebook user. If you're from the in the group, the Poetry Club. Okay. Let me check that out real quick. Uh. Okay. And Okay. Hello, Joyce. Okay. I'm glad. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show, and it's an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay. Hello, Doreen. Welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night um, show, and it's an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay, and we got another comment. Um, is Jenny Rennie says hi, trying to watch from work. Okay. Oh wait, what happened there? It won't. Okay. Okay. Well, welcome, Jenny Rennie, to Saturday night. I mean, to the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show. It is an honor to have you here. And I seen BJ up here earlier, and I want to thank BJ too. If you're still here, I want to thank you for joining the Saturday the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show, and thank you. And you can come back on here and on the studio, and I will okay get you at the end. Thank you, BJ. Okay, now and welcome, honey. Geez, welcome to the Saturday night. I mean, the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show. It is an honor to have you here. Okay, now I'm gonna read Gary's poem as I always do. This is our theme poem for the club. Money has spoiled. Money has spoiled everything but poetry. We all need truth. The value of our words is worth more than our money. We can't let our freedom of speech and personal feelings be destroyed and distorted by the influence of profit. The truth must be told about our past in order to use these truths to help guide the future of mankind on this earth. The end. And I want to welcome everyone. And I hope you all had a great week. And I didn't say that beginning. I'm sorry. I want to welcome everyone. And thank you all. And so I hope y'all had a great one. And okay, what I was gonna play. Oh, I have something of Gary's I would like to read. Okay, he don't have a title for it. I found this the other day. Our perfections can be written. Our imperfections will be skeletons in our closets. This will make our appearance to the public acceptable. With the increased perception and scrutiny of our daily lives, we will feel the intrusive and unfair trespass on our private affairs. She said, I'd like to have that written on my tombstone. It was a real long poem, so I told her the stone would be too big, would, would be too big to get on the on the graveyard or too small to read all the words. On the end. Okay. 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 And it's been a long week for me, and so I haven't had a chance to look at my book, the to look at the book, the complete works of Shakespeare. So I'll have more time this week. So I will read it next week. So I apologize to everyone for your inconvenience. So I will read it next week. Okay, and welcome Crystal Kabatra, and thank you for being here on the Portrait Club Saturday night show. And it's an honor to have you here. Thank you all. And toward the end, where y'all can come on and read your poetry or have something to say or whatever. It'll be at the end. Okay, and I will let you all know. Thank you all. Okay, now I'm going to read from Okay, okay. Read from Ara Lee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And remember, we was on book 3 in the middle of it. Okay. 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 Having bread for just so many days, just breathing room for body and birth, I stood up straight and worked my veritable work. And as a soul which grows within a child makes the child grow, or as a fiery sap, the touch from God, curing through a tree, dilates the bark and rubs with scale and knob before it strikes summer foliage out in a green flame. So life, in deepening with me, deepened all the course I took, the work I did. Indeed, the academic law convinced of sin. The critics cried out on the falling off, regretting the first manner. But I felt my heart's life throbbing in my verse to show it lived, it also, certes incomplete, disordered with all atom and the blood, but even as very tumors, warts, and winds, still organized by an implying life. A lady called upon me on such a day. She had the low voice of your English dames, unused, it seems, to need a rise half a note to catch attention in their quiet mood, as if they lived too high above the earth for that to put them out in anything so gentle, because verily so proud, so weary and afraid of hurting you. By no means that you are not really vile, but that they would not touch you with their foot to push you to your place, so self possessed, yet gracious and consolating. It takes an effort in their presence to speak truth. You know the art's the sort of woman, brilliant stuff and out of nature. Lady Wadmar. She said her name quite simply, as if it meant much indeed, but something. Took my hands and smiled as if her smile would could help my case, and dropped her eyes on me and let them melt. Is it, she said, the muse? No, Sybil, even. I answered, since she fails to guess a cause which taxed you with this visit, madame. Good, she said. I value what's sincere at once. Perhaps, if I had found a literal muse, the visit might have taxed me. As it is, you wear your blue so cheaply in your eyes, my fair Ara, in a frank, good way. It comforts me entirely for your fame, as well as for the trouble ascent to this Olympus. There a silver laugh ran rippling through her quickened little breath, the steep stair somewhat justified. But still, your ladyship has left me curious. Why you dared the risk of finding the said muse? Ah, keep me, notwithstanding to the point, like any pendant. Is the blue in eyes as awful as in stockings after all? I wonder that you have my business out before I breathe. Exact the epic plunge in spite of gasp. Well, naturally, you think I've come here, as the lion hunters go to desert, to secure you with a trap for exhibition in my drawing rooms on zoologic stories? Not in the least. Roar softly at me. I am frivolous, I dare say. I have played at wild beast shows, like other women of my class, but now I meet my lion, simply as Androcles met his when at his mercy. Okay, so she bent her head as queens may meek, then lifting up her eyelids with a real grave queenly look, which ruled and would not spare, not even herself. I think you have a cousin, Romney Lee. You bring a word from him? My eyes leapt up to the very height of hers. A word from him? I bring a word about him, actually, but first, she pressed me with her urgent eyes. You do not love him, you? You're frank at least in patting questions, madame, I replied. I love my cousin cousinly, no more. I guessed as much. I'm ready to be frank in answering also, if you'll question me, or even with something less. You stand outside, you artist women of the common sex. You share not with us, and exceed us so, perhaps by what you're muletted in, your hearts being starved to make your heads. So run the old tradition you, I can therefore speak, without the natural shame which creatures feel when speaking on their level to their like. There's many a papist she would rather die than own to her maid she put a ribbon on, to cast the indifferent eye of such a man, who yet would count adulteries on her beads at Holy Mary's shrine, and never blush, because the saints are so far off. We lose. We lose all modesty before them. Thus today, 'tis I love Romney Lee. Forbear, I cried. If there's no muse, still love, still less is any saint, nor even a friend, that Lady Waldmar should make confessions. Okay, mm, okay, um, okay, let me see, okay, okay, um, okay, okay, um, that's uncommonly said, if no friend, what forbids to make a friend? To join to our confession ere we have done. I love your cousin. If it if it seems un if it seems unwise to say so, it's still foolisher. We're frank to feel so. My first husband left me young and pretty enough, so please you, and rich enough to keep my booth in Mayfair with the rest, to happy issues. There are marquises will serve 7 years to call me wife, I know, and after 7 I might consider it, for there is some comfort in a marquisate when all's said. Yes, but after the 7 years, I now love Romney. You put up your lip, so like a Lee, so like him. Pardon me, I am well aware I do not derogate in loving Romney Lee. The name is good, the means are excellent, but the man, heaven help us both, I am near as mad as he, in loving such an one. She slowly wrung her heavy ringlets till they touched her smile, as reasonably sorry for herself, and thus continued, of a truth, Miss Lee, I have not without struggle come to this. I took a master in the German tongue. I I gained a little, went to Paris twice. But after all, this love, you eat of love, and do as vile a thing as if you ate of garlic, which, whatever else you eat, tastes uniformly acrid, till your peach reminds you of your onion. Am I coarse? Well, love's coarse, nature's coarse. Ah, there's the rub. We fair fine ladies who park out our lives from common sheep paths cannot help the crows from flying over. We're as natural still as Bloselinda, drape us perfectly in lion's velvet. We are not, for that, lay figures like you. We have hearts within, warm, live, improvident, and decent hearts, as ready for outrageous ends and acts as any distressed centrist of them all that wrongly groans and toils for. We catch love and other fevers in the vulgar way. Love will not be outwitted by our wit, nor outrun by our equipage. Mine persisted, spite of efforts. All my cards turned up but Romney Lee. My German stopped at Germain Westwortherism. My Paris ran- uh-oh. My Paris rounds returned me from the champs. E- EDC's just a ghost, and sighing like beetles. I came home uncured, convicted rather to myself of being in love. In love? That's course you'll say. I'm talking garlic. Coldly I replied, apologize for atheism, not love. For me, I do believe in love and God. I know my cousin, Lady Waldemar. I know not, yet I say as much as this. Whoever let her not excuse, but cleanse herself, that loving such a man, she may not do it with such unworthy love. He cannot stoop and take it. That is said austerely, youthful prophetess, who knits her brows across her pretty eyes to keep them back from following the great flight of doves between the temple columns. Dear, be kinder with me. Let us two be friends. I'm a mere woman, the more weak, perhaps, through being so proud. You're better, as for him, he's best. Indeed, he builds his goodness up so high it topples down to the other side and makes a sort of badness. There's the worst I have to say against your cousin's best, and so be mild, Ara, with my worst, for his sake, if not mine. Okay. Okay. I own myself incredulous of confidence like this, of building him or you, and I myself of being worthy of him with any love. In your sense, I'm not so. Let it pass. Let that pass too. Pass, pass. We play police upon my cousin's life to indicate what may or may not pass. I cried. He knows what's worthy of him. The choice remains with him and what he chooses, act or wife. I think I shall not call unworthy, I for one. 'Tis somewhat, Rushley said. She answered slow. Now let's talk reason. Though we talk of love, your cousin Romney Lee's a monster. There, the word's out fairly. Let me prove the fact. We'll take, say, that most perfect of antiques they call the genius of the Vatican, which seems too beauteous to endure itself in the mixed world, and fasten it for once upon the torso of the dancing faun, who might limp, surely, if he did not dance, instead of burrow a Nardi's mask. What then? We show the sort of monster Romney is, with godlike virtue and heroic aims, subjoined to limping possibilities of mismade human nature. Grant the man twice godlike, twice heroic, still he limps. And here's the point we come to. Pardon me, but Lady Waldmar, the point's the thing we never come to. Caustic, insolent, at need. I like you. There, she took my hands. And now, my lioness, help Andronicles. For all your roaring, help me. For myself, I would not say so, but for him. He limps, so certainly he fall into the pit a week hence. So I lose him, so he is lost. For when he's fairly married, he's a Lee. To a girl of doubtful life and undoubtful birth, starved out in London till her coarse grained hands are whiter than her morals. Even you may call his choice unworthy. Married, lost. He, life, Romney. Ah, you're moved at last, she said. These monsters sit out in the open sun, of course, throw monstrous shadows. Those who think away will scarce act straightly. Who but he, and who but you can wonder? He has been mad, the whole world knows, since first. A nominal man, he soured the proctors, tried to govern the gownsmen's wits with equal scorn of triangles and wine, and took no honors, yet was honorable. They'll tell you he lost count of Homer's ships and Melbourne's poor bills, Ashley's factory bills, ignored the Aspasia we all dared to praise. For other women, dear, we could not name because we're decent. Well, he had some right on his side, probably. Men always have, who go absurdly wrong. The living bore who bruised your L exceeds in vital worth. Dead Caesar who stops bungholes in the cask. And also to do good is excellent for persons of his income, even to boors. I sympathize with all such things. But he went mad upon them, madder and more mad, from college times to these, as going downhill, the faster still, the farther. You must know your lead by heart. He has sown his black young curls with bleaching cares of 500,000 men already. If you do not starve or sin, you're nothing to him. Pay the income tax and break your heart upon it. He will scarce be touched, but come upon the parish, qualified for the parish stocks, and Romney will be there to call you brother, sister, or perhaps a tender name still. Had I any chance with Mr. Lee, who am Lady Wadmar and never committed felony? You speak too bitterly, I said, for the literal truth. Okay, we have a comment here. Okay, okay. Honey's Expression D says, I can't come on. I'm dealing with a really bad echo. Not sure why. Okay, okay, okay. Um, the truth is bitter. Here's a man who looks forever on the ground. You must be low, or else a picture ceiling overhead. Good painting thrown away. For me, I've done what women may. We're somewhat limited, we modest women, but I've done my best. How men are perjured when they swear our eyes have meaning in them. They're just blue or brown. They just can drop their lids a little, and yet mine did more. For I read half Boyard through Proudman, Considerant, and Louis Blaine, with various other of his socialists. And if I had been a phantom less in love, had cured myself with gaping, as it was, I quoted from them prettily enough, perhaps to make them sound half rational to a saner man than he's whenever we talked, for which I dodged occasion, learnt by heart his speeches in the Commons and elsewhere upon the social questions, heaped reports of wicked women and penitentiaries, and on all my tables with a place for she, no, with a place for Sue, and gave my name to swell subscription list toward keeping up the sun at nights in heaven and other possible ends. All things I did, except the impossible, such as wearing gowns provided by the 10 hours movement. There I stopped. We must stop somewhere. He, meanwhile, unmoved as the Indian tortoise neath the world, let all that noise go on upon his back. He would not disconcert or throw me out. 'Twas well to see a woman of my class with such a dawn of conscience, for the heart made frown for his sake, and flaming up to his face, he merely warmed his feet at it, but deigned to let my carriage stop him short, in park or street, he leaning on the door with news of a community which sate last on pickpockets at Suck. You jest, you jest. Ah, as martyrs jest, dear, if you read their lives, upon the acts which killed them, when all's done by me. For him, you'll ask him presently the color of my hair. He cannot tell, or answers dark at random, while, be sure, he's absolute on the figure, 5 or 10, of my last subscription. Is it bearable, and I a woman? Is it repairable, though I were a man? I know not. That's to prove. But first, the shameful marriage. Eh, I cried. Then really, there's a marriage? Yesterday I held him fast upon it. Mr. Lee, said I, shut up a thing and makes more noise. The bowling town keeps secrets ill. I've known you since last week. Forgive my knowledge, so you feel I'm not the woman of the world. The world thinks you have borne with me before and used me in your noble work, our work, and now you shall not cast me off because you're at the difficult point, the joy. 'Tis true, even I can scarce admit the cogency of such a marriage, where you do not love, except the class, yet marry and throw your name down to the gutter for a fire escape. To future generations, 'tis is sublime, a great example, a true genesis of the opening social error. But take heed, this virtuous act must have a patent weight, or loses half its virtue. Make it tell, interpret it, and set in the light. And do not muffle it in a winter cloak as a vulgar bit of shame, as if, at best, a Lee had made a misalliance and blushed. A Howard should know it. Then I pressed him more. He would not choose, I said, that even his kin, Arab Lee even, should conceive his act. Less sacrifice, more fantasy, at which he grew so pale, dear, to the lips I knew. I had touched him. Do you know her? He inquired. My cousin Ara. Yes, I said, and lied. But truly, we all know you by your books, and so I offered to come straight to you. Wait, and so I offered to come straight to you, explain the subject, justify the cause. Okay. And take you with me to St. Margaret's Court to see this miracle, this Miriam Earl, this drover's daughter. She's not pretty, he swears, upon his finger, exquisitely pricked by 100 needles, were to hang the tie, twixt class in England. Thus indeed by such a presence, yours and mine, to lift the match up from the doubtful place. At once he thanked me sighing, murmured to himself, she'll do it perhaps, she's noble, thanked me twice, and promised, as my guerdon, to put off his marriage for a month. I answered then, I understand your drift imperfectly. You wish to lead me to my cousin's betrothed, to touch her hand if worthy, and hold her hand if feeble, thus to justify his match. So be it then. But lo, but thou deserved your knee ends, and how the strange confession of your love served this, I have to learn, I cannot see. Okay, okay, we're gonna end here, in here, okay, we got some more comments, okay, okay, so then, okay, welcome. Okay, so Angel said hi, everyone. Hope all are doing well. Welcome, Soul Angel, and okay, then she said, can't stay the whole time, but I will be in and out. Okay, welcome, Soul Angel, and welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday night show, and it's an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay, that's the end for right now, and I'll read more next week. Okay, let me write it down and where I left off at. Where'd the pen go? Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Mm, mm, okay. 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 Now we're going to talk about the poetic form called Horatian Ode. Okay. This form is named for the first century BC poet Horace. It is written with the intention of crafting a calm and contemplative tone. These odes were meant to bring peace to the reader. They are usually concerned with themes of love, joy, and even the act of writing itself. These poems are fairly short, usually around two quatrains or 8 lines total. They are written with the intention of celebrating something specific. These poems are generally directed at a specific person, experience, idea, or object. Horatian odes do not have a strict line or stanza requirement. They do not follow a strict rhyme scheme or metrical pattern. Okay. Horatian odes are also sometimes known as homostrophic odes. They are less formal and more reflective. And that was the end of that. Okay. Okay. And today's word is situtory, and it's spelled Sitooterie. Okay. It is a noun and origin from the Scottish in the 1920s. And definition is a small patio or sheltered area outside a house suitable for sitting and for relaxation or socializing. Example in a sentence: in case of rain, we can move the garden party to the situtory. And situtory was coined in Scotland in the 1920s to describe an outdoor sitting area, sometimes with a gazebo or other similar structures. Okay, and I found I got this word statutory from worddaily.com, and you can go on there worddaily.com, and then you can uh, subscribe to it. You'll get a word every day on in your email box. Okay, and the Horatian ode. I got that from poemanalysis.com, poemanalys.com. Um, hello, Kim. Um, okay. Hello, Kim. I love you too. It's welcome to the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show, and it's an honor to have you here. Thank you. Okay. Now, okay, okay. Now I'm going to read from the Love Poems of Elizabeth and Robert Browning. Okay. Okay. And first I'm going to read Elizabeth Barrett Browning's Sonnet 36. When we met first and loved, I did not build upon the event with marble. Could it mean to last? A love set pendulous between sorrow and sorrow? Nay, I rather thrilled, distrusting every light that seemed to gild the onward path, and feared to overlean a finger even. And though I have grown serene and strong since then, I think that God has willed a still renewable fear. O love, O throb, lest these enclasped hands should never hold this mutual kiss drop down between us both as an unknown theme, once the lips being cold, and love be false, if he, to keep one oath, must lose one joy by his life star foretold. The end. Okay. Then I'm going to read Robert Browning's poem called A Face. Okay. If one could, okay, he was talking, when he wrote this poem, he was doing, okay, he was talking about and describing this painting he saw, called a face. If one could have that little head of hers painted upon a background of pale gold, such as a Tucson's early art prefers, no shade encroaching on the naturalist mold of those two lips, which should be opening soft in the pure profile, not as when she laughs, for that spoils all, but rather as if aloft. You hyacinth, she loves so, leaned is staffed, bird then of honey-colored buds, to kiss and capture twixt the lips apart for this. Then her little neck, 3 fingers might surround, how it should waver on the pale gold ground, up to the fruit-shaped, perfect chin it lifts. I know Correggio loves to mass in rifts of heaven his angel faces, orb on orb, breaking his outline, burning shades absorb. But these are only masked there, I should think, waiting to see some wonder momently grow out, stand full, fade slow against the sky. That's the pale ground you see the sweet phase by. All heaven, meanwhile, condensed into one eye, which fears to lose the wonder, should it wink. The end. And that was a face by Robert Browning. Okay. Okay, that's the end of this. Okay, okay, now we'll go into to the potpourri where I anybody wants to come on, and Crystal Kabatra, are you ready to come on? And because she's here, are you ready to come on and read or have anything to say? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me know, Crystal, in the private chat if you're ready to for me to bring you on. Okay. Mhm, mhm. Um. Okay. Okay. My computer's slow. I'm sorry about that, you all. Okay. Um. Mm, okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Um. I'm gonna bring on Crystal Kabatra, and let me. Okay. I'm gonna bring her on. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, Crystal Kabatra. I hope I say your name right.
You actually did.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I,
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Welcome. Welcome to Poetry Club Saturday night show. And it's an honor to have you here.
it's an
Okay.
honor to be here. I enjoyed the reading.
Okay. Thank you. Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I do have a poem. It's called Comfortable Case.
Okay.
Is it okay to start?
Yes. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Despite that I know that the stove is hot, I continue to place my hand on it and continue to talk about it. It's hurting me. It's burning me. Taking away layers, but it's familiar. The resulting scars are balms of temporary comfort, but life is similar. My comfortable cage, the fear, the anxiety, the prickly blanket that I wrap myself in night after night, the pain, reminder that I am unworthy of more from society. There's no reason to be. Every morning, I'm given light, a key of life that opens my cage to new opportunities. But fear follows like a chain wrapped around my ankle as I move towards opportunity, the change yanked me, pulled me, tripped, and I fall to the floor of complacency. Why continue? I have in my mind's eye, as fear attempts to lull me. You know you will fail. No one to defend you. Return to the cage, to your space, to your predictable space. I try to move towards the light. The chains, the chains of anxiety reach out and wrap around my legs to drag me back to the isolation. My mind is fighting the same battle over and over again, to be or not to be. Return to my abusive life. As I near the door, the light burns the skin that saw no hope, burns away the rot that had settled in my core. I scream, not prepared, not used to not knowing. The chains wrap themselves higher, attempting to drag me back to the cage. The fighting remains in my mind. At the left hook of discouragement almost takes me, but like the sage in the garden, the mage in the game and book, I refuse this time. No. Digging my hands into the ground, I claw my way to the light. I will not go without a fight. To the door, to the door. The chains wrap tighter. I can't breathe. Rip the floor. Fall faster. What if you fail? Anxiety whispers. Battle won. I won. Shut up, I scream. Just a little faster. The door opens and the light spills in like an endless wave. Blinded, I stop crawling. Chains pull harder, losing ground, losing my mind. Screams, no. Hands to the ground, crawl faster. Ignore the pain. A hand reaches down. Nobody to be seen behind the light. I grab with a loud clapping sound. As the unknown pulls me closer, the light burns brighter. The chains loosen, frightened of the heat of hope and the blades of faith. As the chains disappear and the chains in the cage remain far away, a voice from the door speaks simply. I knew you'd make it eventually. Thank you guys for listening.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. That was a great poem. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you very much for
No
that
problem.
poem. Okay. Did you want to read some more? And
This is my first time. A little nervous. I think I'll leave it alone
okay,
for next time.
okay, and okay, and you're welcome to come back anytime. I have this every
Thank you.
Saturday night at 5 o'clock Eastern time. From the Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you,
Okay,
man.
and
And it was a pleasure.
okay, okay, thank you. Okay. And where you're from?
I'm actually from Columbia, South Carolina.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
And okay, okay. After the show, I will be doing another live, but I'm going to do a live because Bill Peters, if y'all know Bill Peters, he donates these books to us for our raffle drawing every first Saturday of each month. Well, I'll be unboxing them and doing it live and opening them up and showing you all the books that he sent us this time for the raffle drawing. Mhm. So okay, and and thank you. Okay, and thank you, Crystal, for being here. And it's an honor to have you here. And I welcome you and anyone else to come on here and read your poetry or have anything to say or any comment. Thank you. Mhm. Okay, okay. You're still here, Crystal?
Yeah, yeah, I'm about to leave, but you guys have a great day and a great year.
Oh, okay, thank you. And you have a great day too. Okay, okay. And y'all, that was Crystal Kabatra. Thank you. And for, she came here to read her poem. Thank you very much. Okay, okay. Anybody else wants to come on here? Um, um, Kim, did you want to come on? Have anything to say? Soul Angel, um, um, Honey, Robbie, Jimmy, um, Robbie. Um, okay. There was somebody on here right before it started, but I don't see him anymore. But he was on here too, but he left when I just started. So if you want to read your poem, um, I think his name was Robin Hood or something like that. You can come and read your poem. Okay. Um, okay. Oh, Joyce was here, and so was Doreen. If y'all want to come on, Joyce, Doreen, and who else? Jimmy, Remy. Okay, and okay, um, okay. Okay. Anybody else? You are welcome to come and read. Okay. If you all be interested, this has nothing to do with poetry, but I've been having a Tupperware party, uh, on on um on here on Facebook. Is Noreen Snyder grand opening Tupperware party. I know today's the last day, but you can still join. It's not too late. And if you want to join with me, and if you have any or you want to buy any Tupperware from me, I'm new at this, doing this, so be happy to have you. Only if you're living in the United States and Canada for the Tupperware party, because the other countries have Tupperware, but they do differently. So okay, and I do have some announcements. Okay, I do have announcements. Okay, and um Bill Peters has an opening for anthology. It's still not too late to submit your poetry. Poetry, okay, it's called armchair poetry. Poetry to sit and get comfortable with while you read. The Flowers and Butterflies edition by Poets of the World. Submission guidelines is one poem, bio at 50 words or less, picture of the poet. This offering must be poetry about warm and beautiful things such as love, children, flowers, and butterflies. Submit it to Inner Child Press Anthologies at gmail.com. INNERCHILDPRESSANTHOLOGIES at gmail.com. And its closing submission is closing July the 1st, 2023. And it says here, please submit in English. You may submit it in the languages, but must include an English translation and transliteration of the language. Is it written in Roman of the language? If it isn't written in Roman letters or Latin script. Bio of 50 words or less, written in the third person, such as she is published in 5 anthologies, rather than I am published in 5 anthologies. If you are submitting a translated poem, you may also send a bio and picture for the translator, picture of the picture of the poet. All submissions must be an attachment as a Word document, plus picture. No information included in an email body will be accepted. Okay. And don't forget, have a chat with Poet Noreen. that will be coming up. June, with Never Give Up, he's going to be here. And he'll be the guest. It'll be June. I have to look it up. June 26th, I think it is. Okay, next month. And I mean this month in June. Then in July it'll be Bob McNeil. August will be Sandra Corona. Okay, Corona, but it's not going to be live for her. Sandra don't want to be live. She still wants it recorded, so it'll be recording. Okay, and if anybody else wants to be on, have a chat with Poet Noreen, you are welcome to be on it with me. Be my guest. So let me know and send me a message in the inbox, and I'll be happy to let you be my guest. Okay, and other announcements. Okay, on YouTube, channel is Rejay Nostalgia, Franco Flavius, and Naxwinet. And Francine has a Real Stuff podcast on the Poetry Corner every Friday from 11 a.m. to noon time. So go check it out. They have different things going on too on that channel, like cooking, and football, and all kinds of stuff. Okay. Okay, excuse. Okay. And Gina Storm, Brother O, Enigmatic, and Nina Purple has a show called Voices Behind the Pens. And it's every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on talkshoe.com/show /poet radio station. And okay, if you want to read their poetry, go ahead and you can call in and read your poem on their show. And plus, Gina Storm have something going on every night of the week on Clubhouse. Okay. And Nala Alicia has a show called Speakeasy Cafe every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. On Blog Talk Radio. And she won't be here this coming Thursday, but she's gonna um uh, but her boyfriend will be taking over the show for the next 2 weeks because Nala will be going on vacation and going to do filming the coyotes. So she'll be going out there in the desert by herself, a trip. So Nyla, I know you're already gone, so we all wish you well. Stay safe and be careful, and God be with you. We're praying for you. Have a safe trip. Okay. And okay. And oh, you can call in and read in on the show too, on Speakeasy Cafe every Thursday night. Okay, and Honey Parker has a show called Poetic Expressions. Is on Outworld Fleet radio station every Sunday and Wednesday night from 11 p.m. to midnight. Okay, and she also sells oils and keychains. And if you want some oils or keychains, get in touch with Honey, and she's on there at Honey on YouTube. Honey's Expressions, and you can find her on Facebook. Okay, as Honey Holly on Facebook. Okay, and Craig Kirkland, okay, he has a YouTube channel called Great Amazia. Um, you can check out. Right now, he's on a tour. He lives in Jamaica, but right now he's on a tour right there on the east coast of the United States, a touring of his book. Please Don't Cry, and you can go on his channel and see different him reading poetry. He used to be on here too, come on the show and read a lot, but now he's on the tour right now. So, and you also can find his past TDP show with Amadia the Great. You can see the past ones. And to let y'all know, Craig Kirkland. I was a Okay, my very first interview was on Craig Kirkland's show, the TDP show with Amadia the Great. That was the very first time I ever got interviewed on the show. So it was very exciting and all that. So you can check that out too. And okay, and 100,000 Poets for Strangers coming up, September the 30th, I think it was on the Saturday. Think it was 30th, or was it? Okay, I'll get check with y'all back with y'all with the date. And next one it and I will be doing the hosting it. It'll be the Poetry Club join 100,000 Poets for Change. As you all know, Michael passed away. He was a co-founder with Terry Carrion, and Terry Carrion is still doing it. Okay, and I want to do this to honor Michael Rothenberg. So we'll honor him and on this. So if y'all want to join, you can join. I will not be using StreamYard. I'll be using Zoom because that's what they prefer you using Zoom if you're doing online. So if anybody who wants to join, um, we've been doing it last 2 years. So and 100,000 Posts for Change been around since I think 2011. And you can go on my website and too and see Gary and listen to Gary and I. We did it while he was in the rehab. This is way before he passed away. Oh, it was in 2016. Him and I did it together at the rehab, and that was the most he ever spoke the whole time after he had that stroke. So it was oh my God, it was oh wow, it was awesome to hear him read. And okay, okay. Does anybody else have any announcements they wanted to say? You can come on if you got any announcements. You have any comments or read your poem. You are welcome to come. Okay, and don't forget I have a shop on ko-fi.com /Gary and Noreen. You can buy gift tags. You can buy bookmarks. You can buy greeting cards. And you can buy my all 5 of my books, even the one that is not no longer in print. I have more extra. So if you want to buy that, you can too. It'll be signed by me. And I also have magnets, and I will be having stickers, and I have broadside poetry and calendars too. And don't forget to and on the poetry club, you I'm having we made it over 10,000. Now we got over 14,000. So I want to thank you all for making it possible. I would never imagine we had that many. So thank you all. We made over 14,000 now, and so you go on there, and on my I have it on featured, and you make a comment, you will be entered in the drawing, the spatial drawing that we and it'll be a calendar, 2023 calendar, and it has my poetry and Gary's poetry in it, both of ours, and you will get a copy of that, and I will sign it too for you all, and you'll get that as a prize, and I might slip some extra stuff in there too. Okay, and this is not the same as a raffle drawing we have on Saturdays either. This is different. This is a spatial drawing I'm doing because we made it over 10,000. I never ever thought this was possible. I never thought about it. So I am so thrilled. Thank you all. It makes me feel so good. You know, I didn't know. Well, I want to thank you all. And so if you make a comment, you'll be entered in it. I know there's a lot of people putting like or love on it. You need to make a comment, any kind of comment, so I know that you want to join and be entered in the drawing. It will end the 19th, midnight on Eastern Standard Time on my Standard Time, and then I will announce the I'll do the drawing on the 24th. That will be 24th. That will be 2 weeks from today, and I'll on here. I'll do a special drawing for that. Okay. And I wish everyone good luck in the drawing, and I hope you all could win. Okay. Um, does anyone else want to come on here and read? You want to read um have any announcements or have anything you want to say? Okay. Let me see if I have any other announcements too. Um, um, okay. And next Saturday, I will definitely be reading out of Shakespeare, the complete works of Shakespeare. So I will read that. Okay. And so I hope to see y'all next week. And thank you all for coming here. I want to thank everybody being here. And okay. And thank y'all. And okay, let me get some water first. Okay. Since nobody else is coming on here, I will close out the show. Y'all have a good day, good evening, good weekend. Okay, and so Angel said, um, have a nice weekend. Thank you, Soul Angel. You have a nice weekend too. Okay, okay. And oh, okay, okay. I got it. Okay, and did you want to come on here and read, Soul Angel? Okay, and you all have and you all have a nice, great, good week this week. And I will see you all next Saturday. Remember, you're never too young or too old to live your dreams. Oh yes, I'll tell you all another time because I'll be after I finish that project. Then I'll show you all the project. It's in the works, so I'll wait on that. So y'all have a good week. Thank you all. Remember, stop by at my grand opening Tupperware party. I'm starting selling Tupperware too. And okay, Soul Angel said next week. Okay, okay, Soul Angel, next week. Okay, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you all, and God bless you all, and I love you all. Thank you. Okay, and you have been listening to the Poetry Club Saturday Night Show with Noreen Snyder, host. Thank you.